Okay, today should be interesting. And welcome. The time is personal growth and development. Today we're talking about moving out. And why haven't you moved out yet? You're an adult. It's time to move out. But that's becoming the frequent trend in the last few generations, is that people are moving out later and later in life and staying home with mommy and daddy longer and longer. Well, why? And it's become a common trend amongst millennials and probably Generation Z, and we need to ask ourselves why. And that's just something I was thinking. I was a car ride home from doing the groceries, and just something that I started thinking about is that people are staying home with their parents longer and longer. Oh, just stay home and find a job. Stay home to finish school. We don't want to stress you. We don't want to add any more stress to you, sweetie. It's okay. Stay home until you finish school. That's okay. That's fine. But it's a little more than that. It's the fact that, oh, I want to, it's not just the fact that, oh, I want to stay home, to help mom and dad so they can help me out finish school. It's, what concerns me is the lack of desire of wanting to leave the nest, of wanting to leave the home. It's like, I was 22, 23 when I left the house. I couldn't wait to leave the house because I wanted my independence. I wanted to be on my own. I wanted to feel like an adult. I wasn't necessarily ready for it, but at least I had that desire to do it, and I wanted to do it. And that's what lacks, I think, in young people now, is they're too comfortable. You stay at home with mommy and daddy, you have a little part-time job, you don't have to pay room and board, you just use the money that you have to go out drinking with your friends and buy useless crap. But mommy and daddy are keeping you too comfortable, and you don't want to leave that comfort, because going out and living on your own and paying bills, it's stressful. It's uncomfortable, but it's something at some point you gotta do, because I'm gonna put it to you like this. No matter what your parents tell you, or what society tells you, oh, you're an adult at 18, or you're an adult at 21 when it comes to the US, if you are still living at home, you are not an adult. You are not an adult if you are still living at home. Why? Because you still live at home. That's it. You're still being supported by mommy and daddy. You're not supporting yourself. An adult supports himself. If you're unable to support yourself for whatever reason, you're finishing school, fine. But if it's because that you have if you have a lack of desire to want to leave the house because you're too comfortable, that's a problem. And it's not necessarily your fault. It's your parents' fault allowing that to happen. My son is almost a year old, so obviously he's not even close to leaving the house. But in, let's say, 19, 20 years time from now, I want him to go out. I want my son to be able to mature quicker and grow quicker into an adult and get to a mature age faster than I did. For me, it took to the age of 30 to feel like an adult. Even though at the age of 30 I was kind of living on my own for many years at that point, just mentally, that's how I felt. It took to the age of 30 to feel like an adult. But that's also, it's also programming, it's also societal conditioning. It's always telling our young kids now when they finish high school, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Your 20s for hanging out and partying. You want to know why? That it takes so long to kids and mature to grow and become successful, functioning, self-efficient adults is because of that goddamn narrative. That narrative of, oh, your 20s are for partying. Your 20s should be building the foundation of your life and figuring out what you want to do. Not wasting your time partying. Yes, partying and hanging out with your friends, that can be a part of what you do. It can be a part of it, but it's not the center, it's not the basis of your life. In your 20s, you should be figuring out what you want. This is what I want. Take action on it and do it. Because one of the biggest problems, the biggest like dream killers that we have now is people overthink everything too much. Everything's overthought. Like, oh, I'm staying at home. I gotta figure out what I want to do. Like, well, how long are you gonna do that for? A few years? You just wasted a few years trying to think about what you want to do. You know how you figure out what you want to do? You start just doing stuff, even if you don't like it. Just start doing stuff. Start taking action on something. You know, figure out what you want to do. Take action on something, and that action that you take will lead to something else. It will snowball into something else, and you'll be able to mature quicker, be able to figure what you want to do quicker, way faster, and be able to mature. Because that narrative of I think kids stay home until they finish school. Let kids just figure out party and do what they want, and let them figure out what they'll go at their own pace. Maybe. But what if their pace is really slow and it takes to the age of 30, like me, to figure out what they want to do and build a foundation for their life? And you can start building a foundation for your life when you're 20, 21. When you're still living at home with your parents too, it becomes a safety net. A safety net for failure. And you are less likely to take risks. You are less likely to take any action when you have that safety net. Trust me, I had that issue. When you don't have that safety net, and when you know you can rely on nobody but yourself to be successful, to get up in the morning, to go to work, make money, invest that money, go to the gym, work out, exercise, and then at the end of the day, end of the week, go hang out with some friends. Go hang out with some friends who are a positive influence on your life and you're a positive influence on their life. That's what you should be doing. Wasting your time sitting at home, playing video games, scrolling through TikTok, eating junk food. Look, I'm no saint. I did all that. I did that too. And those are completely wasted years of my life. Completely. When I look back on it now, like, I had such good opportunities that I could have taken. But I didn't. Because I like being comfortable. Because it feels good. The longer you stay at home with mommy and daddy, the longer your immaturity is going to last. Whether you think yourself as a mature person, the longer you stay at home, the longer you don't cut that cord with mommy and daddy, the longer it will be until you reach your full potential and you reach your full maturity. The longer it'll be. Cut that cord. Whether mommy and daddy even want you at home. Oh, we don't want you to leave, sweetie. We want you to stay home until you finish school. No. Embrace the stress. Embrace the suck. Embrace it. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. It's going to be stressful. But you know what? You'll be a better person for that. And you'll be proud of yourself. And that going through that stress and struggling on your own and making it on your own will be intrinsically rewarding. It'll be more rewarding than any kind of instant gratification nonsense that you can take in a moment's notice. Anything. That will be truly intrinsically rewarding. It'll be a long, stressful process, but it'll be worth it, and you'll be very proud of yourself that you took the plunge and cut that cord and left the house and went into the world on your own, because that's what you're supposed to do anyway. right? People have kids to raise them and get them to leave the nest. That's what they do anyway. And it's not always your fault. It's mom and dad's fault too, because they're allowing it to happen. They're not letting you grow and letting you fly, bird, fly, fly away. Now it's time to fly. Go and fly. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. If you appreciated the video, like, subscribe. Timeless Personal Growth and Development. And I've announced it in a few videos. I'll announce it again. I got an ebook coming out, A Boy Apart, coming out January 9th, which is Monday. You can go look at the description of the book on YouTube, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one.